Hey everybody, good evening. My name is Brendan Moran, and this is my co-host, Dave George, and we are going to be announcing tonight's annual Walnut Festival Twilight Parade. It's the 81st year, believe it or not.
Yeah, exactly. And as a matter of fact, today you're going to see 10 bands, a variety of different floats. You'll have community groups. We're going to have characters of all kinds. You know, this parade just keeps getting better every year.
That's right, and the crowds keep getting bigger and bigger. We've got a beautiful evening. We've got hundreds of people lining Main Street, and we should let you know that we're also coming to you live on Walnut Creek TV, so everybody watching at home, good evening.
You know, this is actually the kickoff for the Walnut Festival. The Walnut Festival will run next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's $10 admission, and if you bring a can of food, it's a $1 off that admission. And at that place, it's over the Heather Farm, they have 30 different rides. They have a variety of different places you can eat. There's all sorts of crafts that can happen there that you'll see at the same time. You'll get a chance to really get a feel for what the excitement is for the Walnut Festival, which is a lot about community, which is really what we have here this evening.
That's right, and we've got quite a few sponsors to thank for all their time and their efforts that they're putting in, including, obviously, the City of Walnut Creek. We've got Domino's Pizza, which is an island pizza chain, Bill's Ace Hardware, Chairs for Affairs, Cal Bay Electric, thank you very much. As we can hear the Walnut Creek Police Department, I believe, coming up Main Street. We want to thank Steele's Smoking Barbecue and Catering, Republic Services, Wold Amusements, Walnut Creek Magazine, Go Squeeze, and Events by Kristen.
We also want to thank Rock the Wall Photo Illusions, and Whole Foods Market, and 92.1 KKDV.
And if you can hear us over the sirens, finally, Boy Scout Troop 282 for helping with the setup and the cleanup, most importantly, of this Twilight Parade.
Well, this is the 81st annual Twilight Parade, folks. We're going to give you a little bit of history as time goes by, but I think we have somebody coming right into the initial viewing area for us.
Here we are with the Walnut Creek Police. It looks like they got the trucks out for us. In fact, that is the bomb team.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Brendan, this unit responds to about 60 calls year-round. They assist all throughout Contra Costa County. Thankfully, most of those are not in the city of Walnut Creek, but they are assisting many of the other cities right here in our county, and we sure appreciate all that they do to help keep us safe.
So, Dave, you're a resident historian of the Twilight Parade. You've been around, you've seen some things. What's different nowadays than it was in yesteryear?
Well, contrary to popular belief, I was not here at the first parade, which is back in 1911. Actually, back in 1911, Main Street was a dirt road, and it actually used to be Highway 21. They used to go right through the town here, and when they had the parade, they would actually close down a part of a main highway. So when you look at a map, this Main Street goes straight down and connects directly up to 680, which used to be Highway 21 that went all the way down. Well, they used to have celebrating the harvest time, and this would be the time of the year where there was either grapes or walnuts that they would celebrate and have this giant parade that came down the street.
I wonder if they had public address announcers back then, too.
One of the things we're going to see here is a lot of young kids, and one of the folks that we're going to see out here is going to be some of the scouts, and both Brendan and I were scouts growing up, so I guess if you see some of the young scouts, we can let them know that being an announcer is in the cards for them if they continue on with their schooling. We're
still waiting for some of the parade entrants to march their way forward, but don't forget, everybody, Community Service Day is coming up. It's Saturday, October 14th. We're going to be telling you a little bit more about it as the evening goes on. But Walnut Creek Community Service Day, sign up now at walnut-creek.org/service.
Well, next we have the American Legion and VFW of Martinez. And folks, it's to an honor, we should all stand as the flag is being presented out here directly in front of the grandstand, if we're able, These are the military veterans presenting the colors. The military veterans of all conflicts who are here to serve the USA as best they can by safeguarding and transmitting to posterity the principles of justice, freedom, and democracy. And you can see directly behind them, presenting the Walnut Festival banner, is a Summer Lagamazio and Anastasia Mason. They attend Bristol Middle School in Brentwood.
And here he comes. It's King Walnut. Give it up for King Walnut. We'd like to invite everybody to attend the 81st Walnut Festival as we celebrate yesterday and today. For more information, visit thewalnutfestival.org.
This car is a 1932 Ford Roadster owned and driven by Don Holmes of Concord. It's been restored to resemble a classic hot rod of the 50s. It features a Chevy small block 350 cubic inch V8. And let's hear that one more time, if you don't mind. You can hear that horn right there. The pinstripe is also from the era, as is the Uga horn. King Walnut taking his rightful place.
I believe that is our Walnut Festival Association and President, Dave, Dan Brummerlevy, and his two children, Colden and Jessiana. Dan, thank you. Good work. Dan's the owner of 7 Domino's Pizzas. He's got a store in Walnut Creek and others in Contra Costa and Alameda counties. Welcome Dan and his kids.
So it looks like next up, folks, we have the Grand Marshal, Jeffrey Jewell, MPA, MA, Vet Center Director, Department of Veterans Affairs from the Concord, California Vet Center. He's a United States Air Force veteran who served from 1973 to 1981 at Travis Air Force Base, California, and Yokata Air Base in Japan as a crew chief on the C-5A Galaxy. He joined the Vet Center team in 2001 at the Oakland Vet Center as a readjustment counseling therapist. And he has earned our appreciation. So thank you, Grand Marshal Jewell.
Dave, you sure picked a beautiful evening to have the parade tonight. Good work.
I did have a chance to talk to some of the fans out on the parade route. Some of these folks have been out here since 11 o'clock this morning.
I don't doubt it. It takes a lot. It takes a village to put on a parade such as this one. 81 years, you think they'd know what they're doing by now, huh?
They got it down.
And coming up the street is the Contra Costa Fire Protection, and it's truck number 1. 59 feet long, weighing 75,000 pounds. Today, Captain Jason Dosh with engineer Chris Lieberman and firefighter Dustin Emick are in the 4-person cab, and their mission is to provide you, your family, and our community with professional services dedicated to preserving life, property, and the environment.
Folks, this is a 100-foot aerial. It's 58 feet from the beginning to the end. It can make a U-turn almost right in the street. He's not going to do it right now, but he can do it if he wanted to. They were recently on the Rossmore fire. And you know what's interesting about this vehicle? This vehicle has to have 2 people. Person in the back, called a tiller person, that person, only thing they have back there is a steering wheel. This truck cannot go unless they have another person back there. Only thing he has back there, and it will reach 7 stories high with that ladder.
I'm impressed just looking at it.
That's Scott Valencia as the captain. Chris Lieberman, local guy, as the driver. And there they go, back to the station. They'll be here protecting us while we're in the parade.
And coming up the street, it's a Twilight Parade favorite. It is the Pearl Harbor survivors from Contra Costa County. These men were at Pearl Harbor or on surrounding military bases on the island of Oahu, Hawaii, when the Imperial Japanese Navy attacked on a quiet Sunday morning. It's a miracle any of these men survived that fateful day, December 7th, 1941. We will never forget the 2,403 servicemen and women who lost their lives that day.
It's an honor that these survivors are able to be with us each year. the Pearl Harbor survivors.
And a special thanks to the Diablo A's for providing parade transportation to these veterans.
You saw the banner carriers here, and you saw the fatigues earlier. Those were the Seabees that are actually assisting with the Pearl Harbor Survivors Association, and we certainly appreciate their help as well.
You're looking at the sons, daughters, and grandchildren of Pearl Harbor survivors.
And they are really
And they're getting a standing ovation, everybody.
Yep, every year they do. Well, coming into view now, this is Pearl Harbor survivor Chuck Kohler. Chuck's riding in a 1940 Jeep with an unbelievable history. This Jeep was purchased from a farmer near Georgetown, Sierra Nevada. Chuck Kohler is a Pearl Harbor survivor, and he was there when the first bombs fell on Pearl Harbor. I've heard Chuck speak before. It was a terrific job. Thank you for your service, sir.
Well, you can see they are still coming up the street, and we're going to be here for a little while, so sit back and enjoy as we watch Rosie the Riveters come on up the street here.
Yeah,
With a large number of men and women heading off to join the military during World War II, women were encouraged to step up and fill the jobs left behind. And these women who worked on the home front during World War II became collectively known as Rosie the Riveters. The jobs they held included welding ships, riveting bombers, working in munitions factories, and they stepped up in a time of national crisis to bring their boys home.
You know, many of these ladies live right here in the Bay Area, which is really exciting. And they're getting another standing ovation.
And if you're interested, you can visit them every Friday at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Rosie the Riveter World War II Homefront National Historic Park over in Richmond.
Well, the unmistakable Ugo horns coming up and behind them with the Diablo A's. The Diablo A's are a chapter of the Model A Clubs of America. The Model A was manufactured by Henry Ford from 1929 to 1931. Those who grew up with these cars tell you the most interesting stories, and the kids love to hear the horns. Anyone interested in history and automotive restoration is welcome to join the Diablo A's. Please visit their website at diabloa's.com. Would that get your attention on the road, do you think, that horn?
I don't know why more horns don't sound like that.
You know, it's interesting. I was talking to the folks beforehand. Those are the original colors on almost every single one of those cars there, even with the pinstriping. That was exactly what they used to look like.
Are you sure you haven't been here all 81 years, Dave?
That's a good question.
Well, don't forget, everybody, this just kicks off the Walnut Festival, which is happening on September 21st through the 24th at Heather Farm Park. It's $10, or you can knock the price down by bringing a can of food for the Contra Costa Food Bank. And we'll see you there.
Well, next, this is the high mobility, multi-purpose wheeled vehicle. Most of us know it as the Humvee. The unit cost was $220,000 when it was first made in 2011. It goes, the fastest it'll go is 55 miles an hour. It weighs 5,900 pounds and was made by AM General, operated by the 349th Quartermaster Company located in Vallejo since 1992. The Humvee.
Coming up the street now is the military escort team. They are a group of friends, veterans, and patriots who escort our troops, whether a welcome home or for our fallen. They come together when called with honor. Founded on the old school ways, this teams escorts our service members and their families at the time of need, either for the welcome home or the funeral missions. Thank you, military escort team. Let's hear it. And here comes the WFA Fish in Adventure, keeping up with the spirit of the Twilight Parade's theme yesterday and today. Anglers, 12-year-olds Jay Sharman and Diego Naves, classmates at St. Francis of Assisi in Concord, are representing the Walnut Festival's Fish in Adventure. Thanks for being here, guys.
One of the interesting things, Brendan, about the parade history, as we were mentioning before, kicking off in 1911, that year, since it was kind of one of the early parts of the parade history, the mayor of the city of Concord wanted it to be a big deal for the whole area, which it really was. And so she proclaimed a city holiday that day. Unfortunately, it was a Saturday, so not a lot of people got to go off for work, but there were a few people that did get away from work, and they were able to come down here to be part of the parade, and eventually the parade actually wound its way eventually over to Civic Park, which is where everybody probably remembers it used to be. And so in those days, you got to have a day off from work if they wanted you to show up at the parade. That would have been nice.
I think we ought to bring that back.
Overall, the Walnut Festival every year raises lots of money for the community. It isn't just a Walnut Creek event. It's an event that benefits schools and community organizations all over the county because it's really made for the community. A lot of nonprofits come to the Walnut Festival, and they're highlighted in the parade. And not only that, but they actually have booths over at the Walnut Festival, and it's a major part of their fundraising every year.
Mm-hmm. Now, Dave, you have some history actually being in this parade yourself. And you can tell us a little bit about what the judges are looking for as we see some of the bands start to come down Main Street.
Yeah, that's a good question. As we see the Blue Devil C coming into view in just a minute, the judges who are on this truck over here are certified judges through a judging organization that's a national judging organization. And they're going to watch the bands that are coming up into view. And most of the people in this area actually are for the bands. They're going to look for the straightness of the lines. They're going to look for the musical nature of what's being performed. They're going to look to see if the cadence and what's being performed matches up. Now, when the bands come into view, they have a 200-foot long area just in front of the grandstands that they can perform. They've got 2 minutes during the performance, and that's why they continue, a lot of times they'll continue marching on. So these judges then will look at all these different elements, the music, how they march, especially on the diagonals. So you can be judges yourself where you are there and see how each of these bands does as well. Very, very tough job, and they'll make those decisions, and then of course that will be culminated in the awards ceremony that will occur a little later on this evening at Civic Park.
How much practicing do they have to do just to get what they want to achieve this evening in front of the judges?
Well, that's a great question. I think every band has practiced as much as they can. Think about this, folks. School hasn't been actually in session that long, and here we have the bands already performing in front of judges. So there's a lot on the line right here, and particularly when they want to win the prizes, which there's a lot of different prizes that are available here to show how good the bands are. So this is a terrific venue for them to do that.
You want to tell us what we're looking at here?
Well, first in view, the Blue Devil C Drum and Bugle Corps. The Blue Devil C Drum and Bugle Corps is the youngest group in the world renowned Blue Devils youth organization. These members range from 10 to 14. No experience is necessary to be a member of the C Corps, and the Corps performed and competes in California field events and local parades. The Corps recently performed in the Fan Zone at Super Bowl 50. Bugle Corps, staying alive.
And coming up the street here are the Walnut Creek elected officials. It's Mayor Rich Carlson, council members Cindy Silva and Kevin Wilk with his son Shane. And they put our new city manager to work in the Walnut Creek Prius. Welcome, Dan Buckshee. Everybody.
Well, folks, this is the Tutu School of Walnut Creek. It's a boutique ballet studio for children ages 18 months. Wow, 18 months to 8 years old. Tutu School believes that young minds benefit from the enchanting worlds of the famous ballet stories, and twirling around should be a fundamental part of any childhood. Visit tutuschool.com for a free trial. Well, the Tutu School has some independent thinkers already. Well, standing by to come into the judging area is Alhambra High School Marching Band. There you have it, folks, the Alhambra High School Marching Band under the direction of Julianne George. Incidentally, they were performing Americans We by Henry Fillmore.
And here comes the Sacklin School. And they're honoring the theme of tonight's parade, yesterday and today. Yesterday being the year 1954, when the Sacklin School got its start as a preschool located in Lafayette. After a move to Moraga, 2 expansions, and 3 name changes, the Sacklin School became what it is today, which is a pre-kindergarten through 8th grade, independent, not-for-profit school, with a mission that challenges students to think creatively, act compassionately, and live courageously. And did you know, Dave, that Sacklin offers bus transportation from Walnut Creek? More than 20% of Sacklin students come from the Walnut Creek area.
A great school in the community.
It's a beautiful evening tonight as the sun begins to set on downtown Walnut Creek. You're watching the 81st Annual Walnut Festival Twilight Parade.
One of the interesting things about the Walnut Festival has been back in the 1960s, they actually set up an ice rink well before the one that they use now here, and they actually had ice shows with professional skaters in the middle of the park out there, and every one of the shows was sold out. They did that for 2 years back then, and the only thing that kept them from keeping it going was the fact that they just couldn't keep putting the ice rink up all the time. It was getting too expensive. Well, this is the old Firehouse School, a preschool where children spend their days busy learning through play. The old Firehouse School. And Brendan, don't you think this is a big moment for these kids?
Oh, certainly. Marching in the Walnut Creek Twilight Festival Parade, that's a memory for years to come. We just saw Wonder Woman trying to steal the show.
In case you haven't realized, folks, this section of the parade highlights some of the wonderful schools we have in the area.
And speaking of, here come the Seven Hills School. Seven Hills School in Walnut Creek is a learning community with the mission to develop the intellect, engage the spirit, and foster rapport for and responsibility to our world. Founded in 1962, it's an independent nonprofit school for preschool through 8th grade.
Even the dog is getting into the spirit there. On this side of the parade route, we have a Seven Hills School dog.
I guess by the time they get to us, Dave, they're all out of candy. I was banking on that.
That's a good thing to bank on. Well, coming into view now is the Grace Cooperative Preschool. The Grace Cooperative Preschool is a parent participation preschool located in Walnut Creek. Their school is a place where children can learn through play. The mission is to help children develop a positive sense of themselves by nurturing their inherent joys and energies. Through the creation of a supportive and challenging environment, we develop their physical, social, and cognitive abilities. As a cooperative preschool, our parents participate in the program by assisting in the classroom, providing ideas and energy to shape the school. The parents learn with their children through an exchange of ideas with other parents and the professional staff. Grace Cooperative Preschool has been providing comprehensive early childhood education for children and families since the fall of 1971. Do you suppose any of those costumes they're in will be used in Halloween?
I'll bet you one or two.
And they have the most scooters of any of the groups we usually see through here.
And you can see way down Main Street, I believe that's the Concord band that we're looking at. Oh, we got some Concord band supporters in the house. You hear that, Pittsburgh supporters? You got some competition.
If you haven't had the chance, folks, at the end of this parade, go over to Civic Park, because you will see all the high schools will be there with their bands, all the cheer teams will be there with their folks. And they all kind of go around the little kiosk there in the middle of the park, and the cheering and the excitement is is like anything you ever seen before.
It's competitive.
Yeah,
it's friendly, but it's competitive.
Well, they're down there because they're waiting for the awards to be presented. And one of the awards is the King Walnut Award, and it's called the Nut. That's what they call it. And you'll hear them screaming for that award. But they each go, we've got Spirit, how about you, kind of a thing. And they'll have all these different bands will be there, all the cheer squads. If you've never done it, it's directly right after the parade. So follow them all over there, and you'll see everybody congregating. And it takes about 20 minutes or so to get the awards all put in there. But when you finally get over there and you see what happens out there, you got to experience it. I mean, it's worth the parade at the end to go over there to watch it. It's really great.
All right, and here comes the Concord High School band as advertised. They're under the direction of Gary Courtney and Martin Liano. Auxiliary coordinator is Andrea Riley Soren, and percussion coordinator is Nick Mello. And this year's drum major is Destani Dorico. For this year's theme, the Minutemen are performing a musical arrangement and choreography by the students that celebrates yesterday and today. Thank you to all of our Concord High School supporters, and enjoy the show.
the Concord High School Marching Band, folks. Well, next up is El Dorado Middle School cheer team from Mount Diablo High School District. This is the 4th year participating in the Walnut Festival Twilight Parade. We are the little sisters of the Concord High School Marching Band and the auxiliary units, coached by Rhonda Maddox. Folks, the El Dorado Middle School.
Tough competition from Concord Minutemen, wouldn't you say, Dave?
Yeah, exactly. Another wonderful performance from the schools in our area. This is really a community event. This really brings a lot, not just Walnut Creek, but a lot of the surrounding community, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what makes it so fun. It's a fun, friendly, but competitive nonetheless.
Yeah.
And it's always fun to watch. Don't forget, everybody, this is just the start of the Walnut Festival. Go to Heather Farm the 21st through the 24th for more information. You can see it online at thewalnutfestival.org. It's $10. There's plenty of rides. There's more food that you can eat. And it's a great way to spend the evening. I'll be there. And here is Encore Gymnastics, Dance and Climbing. Encore has been building the character of kids in this community since 1983. Their performance teams are an excellent example of just that. The gymnasts span in age, ability, and personality, and they have beginners from 4 years old to ex-competitive teens to senior athletes. The teams do local shows such as the Walnut Festival and travel to international events as well. And they annually perform at the Warriors halftime shows and Globetrotters. My own 3-year-old daughter is a member of Encore.
The ranks of Encore are strong. Well, coming up now is the Ace Dance Academy. Located right here in Walnut Creek on Mount Diablo Boulevard, Ace Dance Academy offers classes for ages 2 through 18 in ballet, jazz, tap, contemporary, hip-hop, and musical theater dance. To learn more, visit acedanceacademy.com. And we're going to observe and enjoy their performance.
Here comes Northgate High School varsity dance, raising school spirit through leadership and teamwork. We proudly welcome the 2017-2018 Broncos Spirit Team.
Incidentally, the judges will be using the American Association of Cheerleading guidelines in judging these cheer performances. Well, next up, folks, we have the Northgate High School Marching Band and Auxiliary. They have special guests from Foothill Middle School. This year, the Northgate Marching Band and the Auxiliary opened their doors to their new friends from Foothill and asked alumni to come and join the fun as they play Fireball. The Northgate High School MBA is directed by Sarah Stafford, with Auxiliary directed by Northgate alumni Jessica Adwan. Enjoy Fireball.
And coming up is the Pleasant Hill Middle School. The 6th through 8th grade band students, the musicians from Cadet Band, Concert Band, and Symphonic Band are playing Let's Go Rams.
Let's welcome the Lions Clubs International, the Lions of Walnut Creek in District 4-C3. The Lions Clubs of Walnut Creek, represented this evening, are Walnut Creek host, Diablo Valley, Rossmore, and Ignacio Valley commuters, and members of surrounding Lions Clubs in Contra Costa and Alameda County. Here, the Lions support many projects in the city of Walnut Creek and surrounding communities. The supporters of the Walnut Creek Civic Pride Foundation, being sponsors of the Heather Farms All Abilities Playground, Community Day, sponsor Boy Scout troops and Cub Scout packs. They sponsor a beat baseball team, and they collect used eyeglasses, providing eye surgeries for children at no charge, and many, many other activities. If you're interested in learning more about the Lions, you can go to lionsclubs.org. Lions of the World have just celebrated 100 years of service and are working on the next 100 years, serving our communities in the areas of vision, environment, hunger, pediatric cancer, and diabetes. For the Lions, we serve, and we are thankful for that. Thank you, Lions.
Here's a crowd favorite, Dave. It's the Concord Kung Fu Academy. Train harder, live better is the motto of the Concord Kung Fu Academy. They've been entertaining the crowd every year, and I see them coming. They brought the dragon. The complete package of Kung Fu, Tai Chi, and Chinese kickboxing is taught at Concord Kung Fu Academy.
You're right, Brendan. When you say they are a crowd favorite, everybody loves the performances and gives everybody a warm round of applause when they come onto the parade route. And now, folks, De La Salle High School is proud to present, returning for their 26th spectacular season under the leadership of drum majors Matthew Bayer and Mara Fryermuth. Please welcome the Spirit of Sparta, your 2017 Spartan Marching Band. The instrumental music program at DHS-CHS consists of concert band, jazz band, and the Spartan Marching Band. These performing groups have received unanimous superior ratings at band festivals throughout California. The band has traveled and performed in Walt Disney Concert Hall, Carnegie Hall in New York, Renee and Henry Sergestrom Concert Hall in Orange County, the Kentucky Center in Washington, D.C., and Chicago Symphony Hall. Ladies and gentlemen, the Spartan Marching Band. The Spartan Marching Band.
Thanks for being here, everybody. This is the 81st Annual Twilight Festival Parade. I'm Brendan Moran. This is my co-host, Dave George. Thanks for being here on Walnut Creek TV as well, if you're watching at home.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It's kickoff to the Walnut Festival next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. I hope everybody can make it.
And here comes Las Lomas Cheer. The All Squad is made up of 32 members, and for the first year in the team's history, they have their first male spirit leader. The team is directed by Laurel Londahl and coached by Kendall Mahaffey and Brenna Smith. Go Knights!
LA!
Well, that's terrific spirit. How about that, folks? The music didn't quite work as well for the PA, so they still did their routine anyway, so they can get judged on that. And that shows a lot of spirit right there, doesn't it? Well, coming down the parade route right now is the Orinda Academy. So for 35 years, they've been where students from 8th to 12th grade can develop intellectually, discover themselves, and prepare for the future. It's their mission to provide a college preparatory education to empower each student to reach their potential as a successful, confident, self-reliant individual, including those smart, creative students with learning differences. This is the Orinda Academy. You know, we've been talking about during the breaks of the action some of the history of the parade. One of the things that used to occur on parade day is they used to have an all-children's parade that used to go along Main Street, and it used to start at 11 o'clock in the morning and take about an hour, go over to the Civic Park where they used to have all the rides set up. It was only for the kids, and during those days they didn't have floats, but the kids got to dress up over there. And wouldn't that have been an exciting time to be in one of the concessionaires when you see hundreds of kids arriving into the park where all the rides were?
Make all your money for the year that day, I'm sure.
That's right. It was an exciting time for the kids then too, but now the kids got incorporated into the main parade here, so it's all part of the whole big show. And wouldn't you say every year it seems to get even better?
Absolutely, and the crowds get bigger and bigger as well. You're looking at the Assistance League of Diablo Valley. Wave and give high fives to the Kids on the Block, an educational puppet program. One of 9 Assistant League's philanthropic programs. In 1967, they were chartered by the national organization as a nonprofit member volunteer organization to transform lives and strengthen our communities. Today, the league is headquartered in Walnut Creek and celebrates 50 years in Contra Costa County with close to 450 members and 9 philanthropic programs. These programs are funded by the Assistance League Wayside Inn thrift store in Lafayette. Congratulations on 50 years, everybody.
Well, next up is the Walnut Creek Chamber of Commerce. The purpose of the Walnut Creek Chamber of Commerce shall be to advocate the common business interests of its general membership to foster and promote a healthy, competitive business climate and to enhance the quality of life through the city of Walnut Creek, Contra Costa County, the state of California, and the United States. Founded in 1926, the Walnut Creek Chamber of Commerce has grown into a major grassroots member-driven association of businessmen and women who support our community. Now, Jay Hoyer is president and CEO of the Chamber and one of our announcers at the Twilight Parade this evening as well. Thank you, Jay and the Walnut Creek Chamber.
And don't forget, Community Service Day, everybody. It's coming up. Saturday, October 14th. Get involved. Help your community. You can learn more at walnut-creek.org/service to get involved. How's everybody doing tonight? You guys ready to see Ignacio Valley High School? Because I can see them down there. They're coming. So, Dave, we've seen a few bands so far this evening. Your thoughts?
I would not want to be a judge. Exciting time, and I guess, of course, 10 bands we've seen. Well, we will see out of the 75 entries we will have in the parade here today. So out of 10 bands, it's going to be a tough one. There's a lot of awards, but I would not want to be in their shoes.
And here is Ignacio Valley High School cheer.
Well, this area of the parade is packed with band parents. You can already tell from all sorts of different schools, and there's a competitive spirit. And one of the bands that's coming in next is the Ignacio Valley High School Marching Band. It's recognized as one of the premier parade marching units in Northern California. Yours work? Does yours work? Right there. And hailing from Concord, the Warriors have marched the world over, performing in parades from British Columbia to Great Britain. The band is led by drum major Hannah Pearson, percussion captain Greg Oka, and the color guard captain Crystal Robelo, under the direction of Zach Pattison and marching and guard instructor Teresa Minavini. The Golden Warrior Marching Band will perform Cyrus the Great by Carl L. King.
cheer squad under the direction of Lisa Catrone. The team is proud to perform a short performance. They will be performing and are currently learning for the upcoming Halloween rally at their school. Or maybe we'll get to see that next year. Because here comes Pack 10 of the Boy Scouts of America. Thanks, guys. These guys are responsible for helping clean up, I believe, as well.
Several groups are actually behind the scenes, but the Scouts are one of the big ones behind the scenes, taking care of the trash and making sure everything looks good after the fact. And so we really appreciate all that they do. Well, folks, coming into view right now is the Clayton Valley Charter High School Marching Band. Clayton Valley Charter High School Eagle Marching Band, under the direction of Miss Lydia Lim. They are a field show marching band and will be competing in 4 competitions this fall season. And we're happy to have them.
And here come the Girl Scouts of Walnut Creek. With 1,000 young ladies, the Girl Scouts of Walnut Creek are enthusiastic community members. I believe also with them is Girl Scout Troop 30363. Here in Walnut Creek, Girl Scouts are always busy doing amazing things, building girls' courage, confidence, and character to make the world a better place. Plus, let's not forget about the cookies.
Looks like all 1,000 are out here on the parade this evening. Well, next up, folks, is the Rotary Club of Walnut Creek. The Rotary Club of Walnut Creek is pleased to be part of the parade this evening. It's a fellowship of business professionals and their families. Rotarians get things done in our community, and they have fun doing it. Rotary is responsible for eradicating polio in the world. The Rotary Club of Walnut Creek is open for new members. Take a card and join them. Thanks again to the Rotary Club of Walnut Creek.
Well, Dave, this might be a good time to mention that this parade just is the start of the Walnut Festival, which is happening at Heather Farm the 21st through the 24th. It's $10 a person, or bring a can of food for the Contra Costa Food Bank and receive $1 off admission price. And you can buy discount tickets at the Walnut Festival office at 500 North San Carlos at Heather Farm. They're going to only be available until Tuesday, the 19th, until 5 p.m. So if you've got little ones that are going to ride every ride at the festival, you might want to get out early and get some discount tickets.
Yeah, and actually they have a pay one price bracelet too if you want to grab one of those as well. I mean, they have 30 different rides there, and food and kids zone. They've got it all. Very family friendly, a lot of activities and a lot of community groups too. So if you haven't gone, or even if it's their 100th time of going, every year it's just like the parade. It gets better and better.
Well, you're looking at the Community Concern for Cats. It's an all-volunteer, nonprofit cat rescue organization celebrating 31 years of helping cats in our neighborhoods. This group has given life-saving aid to over 50,000 homeless and abandoned cats in Contra Costa County. They also work to control the feral cat overpopulation with a very active spray and neuter program with over 1,000 last year. They're supported by donations, grants, and sales at their upscale thrift store, Rescued Treasures on Newell in Walnut Creek. And they do good work. Thanks, guys.
And if you ever see this vehicle driving around town, you'll be able to tell your friends what that vehicle represents. Well, now presenting the Walnut Creek Swim Club. The Walnut Creek Swim Club is a national swim team for ages 3 to 18 years old. And if you're looking to keep your kids active during the summer, or if you're looking for a healthy activity for your child where you can develop character and lifetime friendships, or if you're looking for reasonable rates, then check out the Walnut Creek Swim Club. Being part of the Walnut Creek Swim Club family is a great way to spend your summer, and it will change your life. For more information, you can check them out, of course, online at www.walnutcreekswimclub.org. We'll see you in the pool. Now, both of my sons swam, and of course, I was part of the swim family as well, so I can vouch for swim teams all over the county when we have a lot of them, and they're all great.
That's right, you're on TV. Smile. Here comes the Walnut Creek Teachers Association. It's a group of dedicated, hardworking educators that have been teaching our Walnut Creek students for decades. This year, Carrie Stewart, a 5th grade teacher at Tice Creek School, was selected by the County Office of Education as one of 4 finalists for Contra Costa County Teacher of the Year. Congratulations. Erlene Caven, office manager of Walnut Creek Intermediate School, was named Contra Costa County Classified Employee of the Year. Walnut Creek Intermediate School was awarded the state's Gold Ribbon Schools Award. And our terrific teachers are leading the way in embracing our new rigorous academic standards. Make sure you get your pencil. There's our award winners right there. Congratulations, teachers. Round of applause.
Well, next up is the Walnut Creek Warrior Lacrosse Club. The Walnut Creek Warrior Lacrosse Club was established in 2003, and they're celebrating their 15th season of youth lacrosse from the ages of 4 through 14. So if you want to be part of the Walnut Creek Warrior Lacrosse Club, check them out online or find one of these fine young people or the adults at any time.
Well, the sun is setting here in beautiful downtown Walnut Creek. I got to move this light. Get my co-host, Dave George, make him look better looking than he is.
One of the things I was going to mention while we're waiting for the next entry to come through here, there was a years ago, I wasn't here that year, but apparently they built a house, the volunteers within the community, all within the business community here in Walnut Creek. They decided they would contribute their work and time, and they actually built a house in Walnut Creek. And as a result of that, then they sold raffle tickets along the parade and throughout the entire Walnut Festival. And you could win this house by buying the raffle tickets. And for a long, long time, the people who won that actually lived in that. I don't know if they're still in it to this day, but you can imagine that would be quite something if you didn't even live here and you bought a raffle ticket and you won a house in Walnut Creek.
Coming to the parade, leave the house.
Yeah. Talk about supporting the community.
Well, it's almost getting more difficult to see what's coming up, but I know we've got still some of the more interesting entrants like the Pittsburgh. I don't know. Dave, I'm not so sure there's any Pittsburgh supporters here. I didn't hear that. Okay. Maybe I was wrong. They're always a good showstopper.
Yeah, in fact, the Pittsburgh, for how many years has it been? The Pittsburgh band is the final entry in the whole parade, so we'll be able to see them coming up toward the end.
Deservedly so.
We were talking about earlier about maybe if you can make it after the parade over to Civic Park and watching the excitement that goes on over there. If you're in Civic Park there, the Walnut Festival Association was responsible for the purchase and building of one of the buildings that's actually in Civic Park. And that building is right next to the parking lot where it's the largest building in the park. I think there were some pottery things that were in there now there, but that building is thanks to the Walnut Festival Association, who raised money through the parade and through other things that they do and contributed back to communities as a building that they can have. They actually even purchased some of the area at Heather Farms too and donated that to the city. Not only that, but supporting a lot of the other groups throughout all the county, not just here in Walnut Creek. So they really are very active throughout the entire year.
Well, that's good to know. Well, folks, if you're wondering what the holdup is, it's Mr. Funnelhead. It's the Contra Costa Clean Water Program. And here he comes. Mr. Funnelhead himself, the captain of clean water in Contra Costa County and mascot of the Contra Costa Clean Water Program's used oil recycling project. Now I'm looking for his buddy, Frammy the Filter, but I don't see him. Oh, there he is right there. Mr. Funnelhead wants you to recycle your used motor oil and filters. He's got certified used oil recycling centers all over Contra Costa County to make it free and easy to dispose of your used motor oil and filters. And of course, this goes without saying, but you can find more at funnelhead.com.
Well, coming into view now, folks, is our next entrant, No Kill Contra Costa County. This is the crowd favorite. We're joined by the people who are looking out for our furry friends. We'd like to welcome them back. The organization has been advocating with your help to save more lives at your local animal shelter, No Kill Contra Costa County. Movement is here, and together we're challenging our representatives to look at those communities that have replaced shelter killing and to rethink what an animal shelter should be. They offer feral cat trap, neuter, release programs, high volume, low cost spay, neuter programs, and a variety of other services. These programs and services have a proven track record for saving lives, and they can replace shelter killings when implemented fully and with enthusiasm. We know it's not easy, but it is possible. It's happening all over the country, and why should we accept anything less? Do you want a shelter that reflects your values and saves all healthy, treatable pets? Well, that is the No Kill Contra Costa County. Looks like Mr. Funnelhead.
Mr. Funnelhead finally coming up Main Street.
Well, he certainly knows how to make a dramatic entry.
Hey, I have a question to the crowd. Is anybody out there from Pittsburgh? Because I can see him coming down. We've got a couple more entrants to go, and then it's Pittsburgh.
Folks, right behind Mr. Fun, who's slapping high five to everyone along the parade route on the right-hand side anyway. This is the Walnut Creek Vespa Club. And they believe that the best method of transportation is a scooter. You don't care what kind of scooter you ride, they can come ride with them. Now, there's probably a few people in the audience that probably know where Vespa or what Vespa means. I think there's probably a couple, because I think these people who are in there, and I know we had talked about this a little earlier, but that little motorcycle Vespa is actually, Vespa is Italian for wasp.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's, and so that was with the designer when he first saw the presented design to him. He said, that thing looks like a wasp, and he was an Italian. And he said, boy, I wonder what that's all about. So that's the Vespas, that you see here, are very comfortable, keeps you dry and not wet.
Saves on gas mileage.
Yeah, that's right. And you'll see these puttering around the city, saving gas and keeping them safe.
Well, folks, we got a couple minutes before Pittsburgh gets here. You're going to start to hear them. But we want to tell you one more time about the Walnut Festival, which is going on at Heather Farm. That's the 21st through the 24th. There's rides, there's food, there's bands. It costs $10 per person. And you can lower the price of admission with a can of food for the Contra Costa Food Bank. Seniors, active military with ID, and children under 5 are free. And don't forget about the discount tickets that you can buy in advance. Find out more at thewalnutfestival.org. Uh-oh. And here comes the finale. Dave, you want to tell us about the Spirit Squad?
Yeah, these are the 2017-2018 Pittsburgh High School Spirit Squad under the direction of Latasha Jones and the coaching staff of Granada Tizino, Rianne Jones, Shirley Barney, Dominique Morris, Claudia Barrera, and Tony Baldazzo. The Spirit Squad prides itself on community involvement in the spirit of giving and promoting pirate pride beyond the school setting. One of the band parents was telling us earlier before the parade that the band has 260 members.
Including some future members who are leading the charge with their Pittsburgh school banner. Are you guys ready? Here comes the Pittsburgh High School Marching Show Band. Under the direction of Jennifer Martinez with assistant directors Fareed Bruno and Juliana Martinez and drum major Junior Passmore. Marching over 250 members this year, Pittsburgh High School proudly presents the fun of yesterday and today, redefining a billionaire as someone who positively impacts the lives of billions of people. And setting sail to perform this January in Rome, Italy for the 2008 New Year's Day Parade is the Pride of Pittsburgh.
That was quite something, huh, Dave?
Excellent, excellent. And the final is the boosters with the float that follows the band with their fabulous and terrific parents that help support the band wherever they go.
Have a good time in Rome, Italy, and good luck. Well, thanks everybody for coming to the 81st Annual Twilight Festival Parade. That is it for this evening. Thank you very much for being here.
And don't forget, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday next week, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, the Walnut Festival kicks off at Heather Farm Park. You can be there, $10, and bring a can of food for $1 off. It should be a really exciting time.
And on behalf of the Walnut Festival Association, I am Brendan Moran.
And I'm Dave George.
And we'll see you next year.